Mko sawa? Mko sawa? Okay. Soga tu kabisa, soga hapo. Si mnaona sasa vipi penye hapo? Hapana, unajua podium ikiwa hapo, itablock kila mtu. Hapo wasema nataka rudi. Unajua hapa. Chunga. Peleka huko. Huko hapa. Nikiisha kurudisha. Ndio.
Gentlemen of the Fourth Estate, I'm Edward Kiangani. I want to just issue a short statement to you gentlemen and ladies of the Fourth Estate. First, this is the Western Economic Forum. We congregated here to discuss the economic situation in our country and to zero down on the economic situation in the Western region. This forum was attended by a team of elected leaders, professionals, political aspirants, elected members of Senate, National Assembly, and those who are aspiring to hold political office. We have youth leaders, we have women reps, business people, boda, mama mbogas, all those people that you can find in our country have representatives here. I want to acknowledge the presence of our elected leaders here, who include Honorable Kapondi from Mount Elgon, Honorable Ashali from Mumias, Honorable Aluke from Sirisia, Honorable Ditmas Baraza from Kimilili, and of course, we have retired MPs such as Yusuf Janzu, and many others who have graced this occasion. For the last 2 days, we congregated to discuss our economic agenda, and we decided to invite the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya to come and listen to us. We are grateful that he honored our invitation, and for the last 2 days he has been part and parcel of the discussions that have taken place in this very, very beautiful setting. So we are privileged to have listened to him. We gave him our ideas, he listened, he commended, and he provided direction. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing this because we love our country, we are patriotic. Nobody can stand between us and the Republic of Kenya. We love our people, we love ourselves, and that's why we're thinking about the destiny of our country. From now on, we shall no longer be outsiders from the center of power. The people of the Western region want to be part of government. They also want to be part of the national conversation on the economy. And that's why they decided they have to meet. This event is unprecedented because in the past we have never been part of this conversation. So that when government is formed next year, and I'm confident that the next president of the Republic of Kenya is going to be William Samoei Ruto. When Dr. Ruto forms government, Western Kenya will be part of this experience, and we want to enjoy this experience. So, gentlemen of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen of the Fourth Estate, we make this passionate appeal to you to report correctly and to judge us by what we are going to do in the future. Sometimes you are too harsh to us, but just judge us, look at us, conduct proper polls, you know who is ahead. Without wasting time, I have this distinguished honor to invite the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya to make a few remarks, and thereafter we shall read a media statement, a brief media statement that will interchangeably be read to you by selected members from the Western Economic Bloc. Thank you. Your Excellency, the Deputy President. A slight alteration to the schedule. The Deputy President will wrap up the remarks that are related to this meeting. Let's go straight to the statement, then we wind up with the Deputy President. So the first person to read the statement is Honorable Mwambu Mabonga, MP, Umula.
Thank you, Prof. This is the press statement on the meeting between His Excellency the Deputy President, William Ruto, and leaders, professionals, stakeholders from Kakamega County, Bungoma County, Busia, and Vihiga counties between 22nd and 23rd August of this year. The new political dispensation. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had a robust and productive engagement with elected leaders, professionals, civil society, and other stakeholders, including the representatives of traders and farmers from the counties of Kakamega, Bungoma, Busia, and Vihiga. Western Kenya is part of the Hustler conversation that seeks to change our politics from ethnicity to the politics of economy. The meeting is a statement of our resolve that it's time to change the political conversation in our country. It's time to refocus our energies, ideas, and resources. It's time to discuss issues of ordinary people like Mama Mboga, Boda Boda, operators, farmers, traders, pastoralists, fishermen, among others. The new conversation is a philosophy of the hustler nation. We believe every Kenyan deserves equal opportunity to participate in the development of the economy. The bottom-up economy model seeks to bring people-centered issues at the core of our public discourse. We are confident that this new way of doing politics will result that will reflect on the living standards of our people. Our deliberations have led to the following economic development priorities of Western region. Number one, agriculture. Recognize that Western Kenya has a lot of underexploited agriculture potential, noting that Kenya imports 95% of edible oil requirements. Currently, stands at Kenya shillings 80 billion plus industry. Similarly, we are importing almost 650 metric tons of rice. That is actually converts to 80% of consumption, costing over 50 billion Kenya shillings. These two areas do well in Western Kenya and have the potential of doubling the size of Western Kenya agriculture economy in a few years, form a base for job creation, cottage industries, while saving the country from considerable foreign exchange. The sugarcane industry's fortune has been dwindling since the sector started experiencing challenges in the market. That has led to the closure of Mumias Sugar Factory, among other factories. A comprehensive review of this sector is an immediate imperative. We expound opportunities in investment in high value chain crops such as avocados, macadamia, sunflower, simsim, tissue banana, sorghum, which are short-term but fetches high return, and also in view of proposed agro-industrial park in the region. Second is industry. The 4 Western Kenya counties constitute a large market of about 4 million people plus, just over 10% of the population, larger than the population of many European countries. For example, industries that were highlighted including milling, edible oil processing, motorcycle assembling, animal feeds, and cold processing. The strategy here positions of the region avails a potential expanded market for finished and processed products within the Greater Lake region. The readily available land that is available, that is 843 acreages of land at Nasewa Busia County, earmarked initially for sugar factory, can be utilized to establish agro-industrial park. I want to take this opportunity to invite my friend and my colleague, Honorable Imase, to proceed.
Thank you. I will read on the following aspect, that is number 3, health. Number 3 is health. We have analyzed challenges we face as a people and given robust solutions that will improve the health of our people, but also create jobs in the health sector. Our region borders neighboring countries, and we have seen potential for medical tourism that will bring in foreign exchange and improve our GDP. Number 5 is on small and micro enterprises. We suggested the consolidation of all funds under the Uwezo Youth and Women Enterprises that currently suffer a lot of challenges of accessibility because of the trickle-down mentality that informed the creation of these funds. We propose to increase the allocation of such funds from the current Kenya shillings 10 billion to Kenya shillings 50 billion, and to change the mode of administration to be informed by the bottom-up concept and to be made flexible to accommodate different value chains and region-to-region specific priorities. The next one is on livestock and dairy production. We highlighted dairy industry as a potential growth area because climate favors the region. We looked at the bottlenecks and how we can turn them around to the benefit of our people. Potential of goat and sheep rearing on the hills that dot the region was suggested. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President and my colleague members of the team from Western and the members of the further states. My name is Honorable Yusuf Chansu from Vihiga. Maybe just a slight correction, I'm not a retired MP or retired politician. I contested some seats and there was problems, so I'm taking one step back so that I can make 2 steps forward. So I'm going to read I'm going to read on poultry farming. Every household in the region that is Western owns 1 chicken or 2, with the local poultry value chain employing about 60 to 80% of the people. It is a practice that is embodied in our culture and lifestyle, which has gained solid enterprise resilience. There is thus an opportunity to establish a number of chicken abattoirs and a processing plant in the region, or 2. To complement this establishment, chicken hatcheries and the training should be availed in every village polytechnic. Number 7, tourism. The potential of the region in tourism is understated, and we are looking at exploiting it through the Western tourism circuit. Lake Victoria, Mount Elgon Forest, Mungoma, and the Khatum Caves, Kakamega Forest, Crying Stones, Nabuyole Waterfalls, and others should be exploited to attract both foreign and local tourists. Roman 8, infrastructure, roads, water and sanitation, electricity and airport. The importance of our people having clean water and water for domestic use and for irrigation to tap into the horticulture business cannot be overemphasized. Intra-county and the inter-county road waterways connectivities will be extremely important. There is dire need to have an international airport within the region. Roman 9, entertainment and sports industry. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and there is need to tap into and exploit its potential by upgrading and modernizing school facilities, but also putting facilities at grassroots up to the villages. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adamaris, a youth from Western Kakamega County. On matters education, we emphasize the role TVETs are playing in terms of creating a pool of technicians that are in high demand all over the world. We see the potential in exporting labor in the area. Improving and expanding primary and secondary school infrastructure was also highlighted. Matter governance and policy implementations. Majority of Kenyans worry about implementation, whereas the Constitution spells out mechanism for ensuring leadership accountability. The weak institutions of governance, particularly political parties, make it difficult for political accountability to prevail. We have thus agreed that we should consider the following. Number 1, entrenching a strong governance system among Kenyans by formulating formidable grassroots governance structure to improve people-centered governance. Number 2, putting the people at the center of determining priority programs. Number 3, creating a seamless link between the grassroots governance and the government programs to embed grassroots ideas in the governance process. Number 4, establishing governance delivery units at the grassroots to increase accountability and effective implementation of government programs, including people of Western, as we think of how to improve economic of this region. Thank you.
Asante sana. Nafikiria ndugu zangu kutoka kwa media houses tofauti nimesikia hiyo nakala, hiyo statement ile tumetengeneza na imesomwa vizuri na delegates wetu, members wa delegation, na tutajaribu tuwezavyo tuhakikishe kwamba mnapata kila mmoja wenu nakala. Mimi yangu ni mafupi sana. Kwanza ni kuchukua nafasi hii kumshukuru Naibu wa Rais, ndugu yetu Daktari William Samoei Ruto kuja na wazo hili la kuweza kuweka watu kutoka sehemu ya magharibi pamoja ili waweze kuzungumzia uchumi wao. Hili ni jambo lenye liko na tofauti kubwa, na sisi yetu Naibu wa Rais itakuwa maombi. Tutakuombea wewe binafsi, na pia tukuombee Wakenya waweze kuunga mkono ili yale yote tumezungumzia hapa Naivasha iweze kusaidia watu wa magharibi. Watu wa magharibi wakati huu tunavyozungumza uchumi uko chini. Watu wakati huu sasa hata kupata shilingi moja imekuwa shida kubwa sana. Na hii ndio mara ya kwanza kuweka watu wa Western Region, watu wa magharibi kutoka kaunti ya Busia, kutoka kwa kaunti ya Bungoma, kutoka kwa kaunti ya Vihiga, kutoka kwa kaunti ya Kakamega ninayotoka mimi, ili kufikiria yale maneno wanaweza kufanya ili watoke kwa umaskini. Nafikiria hili ni jambo kubwa, na tumeongea maneno mengi, maneno ya ukuzaji wa miwa, tumeongea maneno ya ukuzaji wa mahindi, maneno ya kukuza mpunga, maneno ya samaki kule Budalangi, maneno ya pamba, kukuza pamba, maneno ya maziwa, na pia kuleta mimea mingine ile yenye tujaweka siku nyingine kama macadamia na maneno mengi. Kwa hivyo sisi tunashukuru sana na tutakaa hapa. Tuko na wenzangu pia wale wakupata nafasi ya kusoma, lakini pengine tuwapatie tu nafasi mmoja aseme jambo moja kulingana na vile ameona, kwa sababu tumekuwa hapa siku mbili na jana tuliendelea mpaka saa 6:30 usiku. Hata saa hizi mkiona macho sijalala vizuri. Na tukaamkia mapema saa 2 kwa sababu ilikuwa ni lazima tuweze kuweka mawazo yetu pamoja ili yaweze kusaidia watu wa kutoka upande wa magharibi. Kwa hivyo nataka nichukue nafasi hii niite mama Sophie Nato, tafadhali. Sophie, wherever you are, kuja tu. Maria, sorry, I'm mixing two names, you know. Hii muda imekuwa mfupi, hazijawajua vizuri sana. Asante sana. Ni jambo tu moja, 1 minute ya kuongezea yale tu yote tumezungumza na tumesoma katika hilo nakala.
Asante, members of our fourth estate, naibu wetu wa raisi, naibu wetu rais na viongozi wote mlio hapa. Ninawakilisha wanawake ambao ninaamini ni wa magharibi ya Kenya. Kwa majina yangu ni Maria Nato, sio Sophie. Asante mheshimiwa. Kwanza ninataka kushukuru naibu wetu wa raisi, His Excellency the Deputy President, kutupatia nafasi kama wanawake kuanzia wanawake wa mashinani, mama mboga, the SMEs who represent 60% of the agricultural sector ya Western Kenya ambayo tunalisha Kenya nzima. Wanawake ambao wanahangaika kupata mapato ili waweze kulisha jamii yao, wengi wamewakilishwa hapa, mama mboga na wengine. Ninataka kushukuru ya kwamba you've not just considered us as women in the soup as it has been before, but you have considered us as being a part of your decision table. Nataka kushukuru sana ya kwamba umeona vyema ya kwamba tuweze kuwa katika decision table kusungumuzia mambo ya kulete uboraji wa uchumi wetu. Na hiyo ni conversation ambayo inaenda chini kwa wamama wa mashinani. Na jambo langu la pili ni kusema hivi, tumesimama hapa katika shamba hili, mnaona mahali tumesimama kuna miti. Miti hiyo inawakilisha the concept of bottom up. Kile ambacho tunasema ni kwamba miti hii ikikatwa na ing'olewe na mizizi yake, hakuna uhai katika hiyo miti. If we cut the tree, it means the branches will not grow. The life of the tree depends on the roots. And therefore, I really want to commend the bottom-up approach kwa wanawake wetu wa Bungoma, kwa viongozi wetu, kwa sababu hii ndio itatupatia sauti ya kutokuwa katika soup bali kukua katika meza, ili kwamba tuwe part of the conversation. Asante.
Basi asante sana Mama Nato. Sasa ule atakayefuata ni ndugu yetu Seth Panyako.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, my colleagues from Kakamega, members of parliament, members of the state, I stand here today as a true testimony that here we have a movement that wants to make all Kenyans to have, feel, and appreciate the spirit of a shared vision. A shared vision cannot be a reality if Kenyans at the grassroots level are not involved in charting what should form part and parcel of economical, political, and social blueprint of any administration brought about by any political party. I want to assure Kenyans, wherever you are, the sons and daughters of charcoal sellers, the sons and daughters of chicken sellers, the sons and daughters wale wanauza ng'ombe ya mnata kule nyumbani. I want to assure you that when you see Panyako here, you see a son of a charcoal seller. The problem you have gone through, we know them. I want to assure the Kenyan workers that this is the only political formation in this country that recognizes the role that workers play. And in their own wisdom, the parliamentarian allied to United Democratic Alliance Party found it necessary to endorse Mr. Seth Panyako as the vice chairman of United Democratic Alliance nationally. I am also in charge of UDA programs. It shows how this political party is not taking workers for granted. My wish and advice to Kenyan workers that for the first time in the history of this land, if you want to belong to a political formation that will listen to you, work with you, and work with you, it is UDA where you belong. Come, let us be home. Thank you.
Basi huyo alikuwa ndugu Seth Panyako. Sasa tunataka tuchukue nafasi hii kukaribisha Madam Susan Mangeni akuje na ujumbe mfupi. Madam Susan, you need to be very brief.
Asante sana. I just want to join my friends, my colleagues who have already spoken from the Western region by confirming that indeed this is a very historical moment for the region. For the first time, we are going to see a government by the people, not for the people. We are going to see a government that has a high political appetite to promise and deliver. His Excellency has approached us and he has asked to partner with us. We are dreaming, we are thinking, we are redesigning, we are planning, and hopefully we are going to implement and will evaluate. That's a true historical moment of the leadership that Kenyans have always wanted. For us people from Busia, for 2 decades we've been under captivity of political patronage that has seen us sink into poverty. We are saying today, it is over. ODM, it is over. It is over for poverty. We are saying today, we are declaring, we know our problems and we know our solution. So what we've been doing here for the last 2 days has been about identifying those priorities within an available resource map. We know it is possible, the resources are there, only that we did not have a leadership that had political commitment and the willingness to see to it that people of Busia do not sink deeper into poverty. Thank you so much.
Asante sana, Madam Susan. Sasa tuende tusikie kutoka kwa dada yetu Jacqueline Mwenesi, akuja tuongeleshe kwa muda wa dakika moja, tafadhali. Madam Jacqueline.
Asante sana, Mheshimiwa Washali. Naitwa Jacqueline Mwenesi, nikiwa MCA kutoka Vihiga County. Hapa tuko na Mheshimiwa Atingo kutoka Vihiga, Mheshimiwa Kevin kutoka Kakamega, na Vihiga County, Busia County, Kakamega County na Bungoma County MCS zaidi ya 60 wanaunga mkono na wakatutuma tuwawakilishe. Tunapoangalia katika hii bottom up economic model, sana sana inahusisha mambo ya mwananchi wa kawaida. Tumeona ya kwamba 80% ya miradi wanaotaka kufanya ni ile ya county government, na sisi kama macho ya mwananchi katika kile kiwango cha chini sana tunaunga mkono, na tulihusisha wananchi wetu jinsi tunavyofanya kwenye assembly. Tukifanya public participation huwa tunahusisha wananchi, na serikali itakayoundwa na Daktari William Samoei Arap Ruto ni ile ya mwananchi. The common mwananchi has been involved in this conversation, and we are going to do more of public participation so that we tell our people it is better to have palm oil in Vihiga than to have maize, so that the money is trickling from down to mwananchi, and the common mwananchi can be in position even to lend a bank some money. That is the conversation that we are here. I want to call upon all the MCS, 2,214 in Kenya. Let us come together and support the bottom-up economy. Asanteni sana na Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki.
Asante. Sasa tunataka tusikie kutoka kwa dada yetu Hadija Nganyi. Tafadhali, 1 minute.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I am Hadija Nganyi, aspiring to be Women Rep Kakamega County, now that BBI is null and void. We have congregated here as leaders from the Western Kenya region to submit our economic blueprint to our incoming president, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto. You see, we are excited because for the first time in history of this country, we have seen a presidential candidate who has asked the common mwananchi from the grassroots to tell him what do they want him to do for them once he becomes the president of this country. We are very much excited about that, and we appreciate you, Your Excellency, our Deputy President and incoming President, because we know your history, that you have rose from a chicken seller to a Deputy President and incoming President. You have worn the shoe of a poor man, and you know where it hurts most. That's why we believe that this economic blueprint is a solution to poverty in this country and is a solution to poverty and development in Western region. Muno muno vana vefu.
Thank you very much, Madam Adija Ganyi. Now we go down Busia side to invite our brother Emuite from Teso. It is Emuite. Thank you. 1 minute.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Washali, Your Excellency, colleagues, members of the press. We've been here 2 days now, na mama ambayo tumekuwa nayo hapa ni kuzungumzia the novel, ingenious idea by the Deputy President of Bottom-up. Mambo haya yanahusu kwamba tunazungumza na wale ambao wako mashinani, kuwauliza ni yapi mnataka yafanywe. We are changing the thinking. We are engineering it. We are refocusing it from trickle down to bottom up, which simply means yule ambaye anaangaziwa afaidike kwa miradi anapewa nafasi aseme ni mradi mgani anataka. Hii mambo ya watu ambao kwa mfano wanaomba kura wanafika pale mashinani at the grassroots level na kuanza kutoa orodha, list of things they want to do. We are doing away with that. If there will be synchrony between what I as an aspirant want and that of the grassroots people, then that would be the way we would go. Kwa hivyo tunafika pale, tunawazungumzia, tunasikiza vile wanataka, kama ni huu mradi ni hivyo, kama ni huu ni hivyo. That is what we are talking about. Direct engagement with the grassroots. Asante sana.
Thank you. Thank you so much, our brother Emuite. Now we go back to Bungoma. Madam Sophie, can you just make your statement in 1 minute? 1 minute. The grounds are soft.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Washali. Honorable Your Excellency William Samoei Ruto. First, we want to appreciate. My name is Sophie Nekoe Waliaula from Bungoma County. And in the history of Bungoma County, we are going to have the first woman and the third governor of Bungoma County. Right now, the conversation is about UDA and the Hustler movement. What we are doing right now is planning. And I want to urge all Kenyans, wherever you are, we are doing registration. Come register with the UDA. Asanteni sana. Karibuni kwa nyumba ya baba.
Thank you, my sister Sophie. Now, I want to come back to Kakamega and invite Dr. Boni Khalwale. Please, Dr. Boni Khalwale.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sherry. I want to take this opportunity to thank the people of Western Kenya who sent us here today. Over a period of 3 months, we held consultative sittings in Busia, in Kandui, in Kakamega, and in Vihiga. And they gave us what they thought were their people-felt needs. We want to thank the Deputy President for joining us yesterday in our final discussion on those very needs that the people gave us and which we have today finally presented to him. Dear Kenyans, since 1963, it has not worked. trickle-down economics. Understand us, we must take advantage of our unique experience in the political journey of this country and the rare opportunity many of us have had to enjoy good education despite the difficult backgrounds we have come from. We are saying that if it didn't work for 58 years, if we are changing now to bottom up, we have made a good decision. And that decision, we've not made it blindly. We've been advised by technical experts from the National Economic Council of the Deputy President and the 50th President of Kenya that in our region, our GDP contribution is a mere 6%. Based on our population, it means we are below what we are able to produce by a whopping 30%. We are convinced that because of the election of next year, we are going to change this. How will we do it? It is because on the ballot paper next year, the agenda of Mama Mboga will be there. The agenda of Boda Boda will be on the ballot paper. The agenda of the sugarcane cutters, of Nzoia Sugar Company, of Mbeya Sugar Company, of Busia Sugar Company, Butali Sugar Company, and West Kenya Company will be on the ballot paper. Yes, the agenda of all the economic players will be on the paper, including even Mama Pima, that plays her role in our economy. I thank you, and I want to assure the Deputy President that we are going to work together from now. We are going to campaign together. We are going to win together. We will help you to govern, and will ensure that we grow the GDP of this country to the same digits that South Korea, Singapore, and other tigers of the Far East have grown their economies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Daktari. Now to finalize this session, I want to invite Honorable Didmas Barasa, MP for Kimilili, to come and speak on behalf of all the elected leaders, those present and those absent, so that we finish this session. And for our brothers in the media, in case you have questions, those questions will be handled by the Deputy President. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Honorable Wasiali. On behalf of all elected leaders in this country, those who subscribe to the fact that we need to listen to the people who live at the bottom of the pyramid, I want to say the discussion that we've had from yesterday to today is going to usher in a new way of doing political business, that for the first time since independence, since our forefathers threw away the white colonialists from this country will go to the polls to vote for a person who has involved them in identifying the governance model on what they think will make them better than before. For the first time in the history of this country, the Kenyans will go to the elections not to elect a person, but to elect a platform, an agenda, a model that they think will take their way of handling their economic livelihood to the next level. For the first time in this country, from the time that I began to vote as a person in this country, I will vote for the first person in next year, somebody who has asked me how best I want to be governed. Many times we have wasted our votes on people who will do seminars from a hotel to the other but trying to burn the midnight oil to create political slogans like Tiara, like Tibim, and after we have voted, when we go back after the elections with the same problems, I find it very difficult to explain to the people what they meant by supporting a person, that particular slogan. And I think going forward today, the meeting that we have had from yesterday to today, and several other meetings with other regions, is going to deal a major blow to political brokers who have always been putting communities together and auctioning them to the highest bidder. This time around, we are going to work together because we have completely participated in creating, in developing an economic model that is going to improve the life of the Kenyan people. Today, it marks about 6 months from the time that I took a sabbatical leave. I took that sabbatical leave so that I can engage my people, and I am happy that the people that I was engaging presented their model, their way of doing things in this forum yesterday, and as curtains comes down today, and so is my sabbatical leave. Thank you.
Asante. Sasa nataka nichukue nafasi hii nikaribishe naibu wa rais Mheshimiwa William Ruto kuja azungumze machache na aweze kujibu maswali kama kutakuwa na maswali yoyote. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Washali Benjamin. Distinguished leaders present here, members of the civil society, members of community-based organizations, representatives of business entrepreneurs, micro, small, and medium enterprises, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media. This is yet another occasion when I have, with my economic team, listened, participated, engaged, and shared ideas with members and citizens from Western Kenya, the 4 counties of Western Kenya. Members of my economic team here led by Professor Ndi, Dr. Sienga, Agustin Cheruyot, Mr. Mugambi, representing my economic team. We've engaged with leaders and representatives from Western Kenya since yesterday as part of the continuing conversation in our country about the economy. We did promise the country several months ago that it was our intention to change the conversation so that the political discourse in our country should be moved away from ethnicity and leaders to the realm of the economy and ordinary people. That is where we purpose, and that is where we intend to keep this conversation, at the ordinary people's level and on matters economy. As part of that engagement, the bottom-up economic model is backed by the bottom-up governance model. That is why this engagement today is a culmination of engagements at different levels in various parts of Western Kenya with different actors from the society. After this engagement, we are going to prepare a paper, again, that will be validated back at the grassroots by traders, business people, people in our markets, farmers in our farms, and all ordinary citizens so that they can inform the governance model and the economic model that we are going to use as part of the agenda setting exercise we have in our country. It is our intention to move the country from voting for personalities to voting for an agenda. For a very long time, our country was held hostage to personality cults. We want to liberate our country from the bondage of personality cults to the freedom of issues and plans and programs and an agenda that benefits not just a few, but the wholesome citizenry of the Republic of Kenya. In the discussions that we have had with this team from Western Kenya, we have found a lot of value in the information, the ideas, and the suggestions that they have made that will not only inform what happens to the economy in Western Kenya, but that will inform the general policy and framework of the economy of Kenya. I want to very sincerely thank the many technocrats from Western Kenya and other areas, professors, business people who have made their voluntary contribution without pay, knowing very well that they are contributing as part of their patriotic duty in ensuring that Kenya moves to the next level. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for finding it worthy to contribute your talent and your expertise and your knowledge to enrich the conversation that we are having in our country. I have, with my economic team, already had consultations with leaders and business people from Mount Kenya, leaders and stakeholders from the coast, stakeholders, leaders and business people from the Nyanza region. Today we are having it with Western. The next we are going to have it with Rift Valley. We are going to have it with Northeastern, and we are going to have it with Lower Eastern, so that we can consolidate a framework and a blueprint that will take the conversation in Kenya to the level where we are discussing how we will create opportunity or a nation that gives opportunity, equal opportunity at that, to every citizen. And where progress and success is not measured by where you come from, who you know, the networks you have, but it is measured by how hard and how creative and innovative you are. I am delighted that progressively the country, the whole country at that, including all the leaders, have now come to the realization that the economic conversation in our nation is the conversation that the citizens, the young people, the business people, and every Kenyan wants to have an engagement about. In our meeting here, the young people were robustly represented. And in our programs, we have put the young people of our nation with their knowledge, their energy, their expertise, their aspirations and dreams at the center of this economic conversation. We believe that the young people of our nation, the youth, are the largest stakeholders, if not owners, of our future. And they must have and occupy the largest space in the conversation that we are going to have. We have agreed as a team that this economic conversation is going to be informed by the realities of our country today, that we have 4 million young people who are either unemployed or underemployed. It's going to be informed by the reality that we have close to 8 million people who are entrepreneurs at micro, at small, and they are all operating below their potential because the environment, the financial environment, the credit environment, the policy legislative environment is not favorable to them. We've made this conversation also under the realization that almost 50% of our GDP is a contribution from the agricultural sector with its linkages and influencing productivity and production in the agricultural sector will not only give us opportunities to enhance incomes to farmers, but through value addition, agro-processing, manufacturing, and industrialization, we can realize the creation of value, the creation of jobs, and the creation of wealth. Through this effort, collectively, we have in detail assessed Western Kenya. And we have brought to the attention of these leaders that there are glaring opportunities in Western Kenya. Western Kenya that contributes or that accounts for almost 10% of our population contributes 6.8% to our GDP, meaning that their contribution is 30% below what they should be contributing to our GDP. We think there is opportunity there to make sure that Western Kenya contributes its fair and rightful contribution to our GDP. We have also identified areas that need urgent intervention so that we can bring the contribution of Western Kenya to the level of the contribution of other areas of our nation. The whole edible oil industry, that is about 80 billion shilling industry that can grow to double that size, can be an opportunity for Western Kenya. All the way from soya to palm oil to sesame to cotton and the nut and oil crops. Today we import 90% of edible oils. In fact, it is the second largest import after crude oil to our republic. And it can be, we can replace the 90% import of edible oil by taking advantage of what Western Kenya, of the opportunity in Western Kenya. We have all the other sectors that we have discussed, and I am very confident that the document that will result from the consultations of this meeting, that will, as I said, go back for validation by ordinary people at the grassroots, will be a document that will take this country to the next level, both in terms of creating opportunities for jobs, creating value, creating wealth, so that we can deal decisively with the challenge, the twin challenge of unemployment and poverty. I am persuaded that the country is ready for this new conversation. Every part of Kenya, every citizen in our republic wants to know how their ideas, how their suggestions can become part of the nation's way forward. And I want to invite all Kenyans into this conversation. I know many of the other leaders have engaged in the economic conversation in different ways. I want to encourage them that in whatever way, even by opposing, it is still part of the conversation. It will help enrich and inform this conversation, because it is about the only conversation that will take Kenya into the future. I want to say, for the avoidance of doubt, that it is not true that there are problems in Kenya between Kenyans. A Kenyan from Western Kenya has no problem with a Kenyan from Western or from Rift Valley or from Central Kenya or from Coast. The collective problem we have is the status of our economy. If the economy can create the jobs, if the economy can create the wealth, if the economy can create the opportunities, we will sort out all the issues that face all our young people. And we can also broaden and increase the number of taxpayers so that we can not only have sufficient resources to finance our development, but we can begin to retire the huge debts that are now part of the conversation in Kenya. I dare say that the most practical way of eliminating the debt challenge that we have is not postponing or rescheduling or doing all the other things that all the other people are suggesting. It is by expanding the tax base, ensuring that we have more young people employed, more enterprises growing. They will pay their fair share of taxes. We will have money to finance our development, and we will have money to pay our debts. Thank you very much. I think we have been as clear as we can get. I can take maybe one or two questions. And if you can restrict your questions to the discussion we are having here, Madam. Thank you.
Of the country, perhaps is this really a launch, or what are we really talking about? Kindly allow me to digress a bit. Today, the ICTCS, Joe Musheru, while speaking during the launch of the NCCK Youth Fragility Report in Kiambu today, seemingly attacked you in one way or another, in the sense that he talked about your policies on the Hustler Nation, as well as your contributions to the church. Maybe what do you have to say regarding this matter? What is your reaction? Thank you.
This is not a launch of anything. This is a continuing conversation. And it is a conversation that we intend to be continuous as we bring on board the ideas, the suggestions of many citizens. We believe there is a pool, a rich pool of ideas among us Kenyans. And we are providing an avenue and a platform where those ideas can find their way to inform the agenda for the future of our country. I do not wish to respond to those who are criticizing what we are doing, because we believe that criticism is not entirely a bad thing. At least they are recognizing that we are having a conversation, which is good enough. So, and they are also appreciating that this is the only conversation in Kenya today. They do not have an alternative conversation. That in itself is an appreciation that we are driving in the right direction. Any other question? Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. Nawatakia heri.
That's the basic.